Hey guys, so we're talking about flat bench today, flat barbell bench to be specific. So from the beginning, we want to start with our setup. If our setup is off, nothing else is going to be correct. So when we get set up for flat bench, have Chris get set here. So the first thing we want to do is I like to get my eyes under the bar. So I'll scoot down until my eyes are under the bar. And then from here, I know that I'm not going to hit the rack, okay? It gives me nice clearance there. Now, I can either plant my feet flat, which is fine. If I do, I like to walk them out a little bit wider so I can feel my abductors fire up, okay? Bring our foot back just a little bit here and then out wide, and I can feel my abductors fire up. So a cue for that sometimes is to lift your big toe, and you'll come out into the outside of your feet. You'll press more on the outside of your feet. That'll fire up your abductors, okay? And that'll kind of help pin you to the bench as you have that leg drive. Some guys will actually opt to bring their feet back. Bring that one back too. And when you do this, the main thing here is that we don't drive through the toe, because then the knee will lift. I want to explain why that's an issue in just a second. But if we do bring them back, that's fine if the heel is off the floor. We just want to drive through the heel so the knee stays low. Now, the whole purpose of that is so that the knee stays below the hip, so that we don't drop the arch that we're about to set from the bottom side, okay? So it keeps a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt, and that's going to help us hold that arch from the bottom side. Now from the top side, we're going to arch in our thoracic spine. Shoulder blades are going to retract and depress. So think about putting your shoulder blades into your back pockets, okay? That's where we want to set up from here. What that's going to do is a couple things. One, that arch is going to expand your rib cage and bring these origins in line with those insertions, making the pecs activate much, much better. Secondly, it's going to actually pull the head of that humerus into that glenoid fossa, making that shoulder joint much more stable, okay? Whenever you begin to open the scapula and you're pressing, it can be dangerous for the shoulder. It magnifies the stress in that joint. So retracting the scapula and depressing it is going to keep that shoulder safe. Now, everything we're doing here, that leg drive, Chris, you can set your feet flat or behind you, whichever you prefer. So that leg drive, as we're talking about here, everything is to drive all that weight into his traps. So his upper back, I'm going to get that big arch here. Go ahead and grip up, Chris. So everything is to make him stay tight in his traps. Again, shoulder blades are retracted and depressed. So he's going to unrack it. So go ahead and unrack, Chris, get set. Now from here, everything is tight. If I bump his knees, they shouldn't move. Everything's tight, okay? Now, as he begins to come down, one, he's going to squeeze the bar, okay? So we're going to talk about our 3 steps here. He's going to squeeze the bar. As he comes down, he's going to break the bar. What that's going to do is lower it through his lats, and as he presses, he's going to spread the bar. So up and out, okay? So that's our 3 steps here for the press. We're going to squeeze the bar, break the bar, spread the bar, okay? So we'll have him do a few reps here. Now, squeezing that bar is so important because that's going to help activate our triceps more. And when we're pressing, especially for power, we really want those triceps activated because they're going to do a whole bunch of work here. So, good. And the whole time, we're staying heavy in our traps. That back is staying activated so that we don't begin to open and drop and lose that arch, lose that setup, lose that stability. Because again, all that is not only helping us to perform better and be more effective, it's also helping keep ourselves safe in our shoulder. So again, we're planning, we're driving through our feet, okay? Knees out a little bit will activate the abductors and help tie you to the bench, okay? Cue there, lift your big toe, or if your feet are back, I'm pressing the heel downward to keep the knee below the hip. I'm arching in my thoracic spine. That's going to bring the origins in line with the insertion, making my chest activate better, and also making the shoulder joint more stable. 3 steps when I come off, I'm squeezing, breaking, spreading the bar throughout the press. All that to activate the triceps and keep everything in that bar path, in that groove.